This routine is aimed at anyone who is elderly, so pass it on to relatives if they don't see social media. All they need is a pair of tins, baked bean tins, soup tins, whatever. And it's important to remember, for those that are elderly, they should still be trying to be active, even though they're most probably not going to be going outside their house and they'll be isolating. We've been going to a care home for the last 3.5 years, and all the exercises you'll see here today are ones that we use in the care home just to maintain some form of good quality of life and keep them moving and keep them mobile. Because the more they move, the less likely they are to lose their balance and the less likely they are to fall over, which obviously cause some major health complications. Okay? So first exercise, baked bean tins, get them to sit against a chair, preferably with a back on it. You're going to be doing, or they're going to be doing rather, just lateral raises. So just bringing the baked bean cans up to 90 degrees and down. Okay? You're doing that for 30 seconds. Once you've done it for 30 seconds, we're then going to rest for 30 seconds. We'll do that 3 times, and that's the structure of everything we do. So that's exercise 1. So 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest, rest, and repeat that 3 times. Once they've done that, they're going to then go to a front raise. That's bringing their arms up to 90 degrees. Again, still holding and gripping onto those tins for 30 seconds, rest for 30 seconds, repeat 3 times. Once they've done that, they're going to turn their palms away from them. They're going to curl their arms up to their face and down. Again, you guessed it, repeating for 30 seconds with a 30-second rest. Do 3 rounds. Once they've done that, they're then going to go to shoulder press. They're going to alternate their arms. So if they can, they're going to try and raise their arms up as high as they can. If this is quite hard, they can do it without tins. 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest, 3 rounds. Once they've done that, they're going to leave the tins alone, put to their side. If they're able to, out of their chair, they're going to stand up, squeeze their bum, sit back down. If balance is an issue and they can't do that, make sure they've got a chair with handles. They can just lift themselves up a little bit in the chair and down. Okay, that's the second option. Or if you are there and you're helping them out, you can potentially help them get out of their chair, stand up, stand down. That one's a really important one, guys, to make sure they're having good quality of life. If they can't get out of their chair unaided, it's going to be very, very hard for them. So try and promote as much as they can, using their hands, stand up tall, sit down again for 30 seconds, but just going nice and slow. They might only be able to do 1 or 2 reps in that time. Rest for 30 seconds, do 3 rounds. If someone's doing this for the first time, make sure you're there watching them, because there can be some blood pressure issues if you stand up quickly out of your chair. So make sure you're there supporting them in case they need you. But promote them doing most of the work if they can, because it's important. Once they've done that, next one, with their legs. They're going to extend in their legs out in front, keeping them nice and straight. Just kicking their legs out, really trying to work their thigh muscles, okay? Again, for 30 seconds. Once they've done that for 30 seconds, they're going to rest for 30 seconds, 3 times. You guessed it. Next one, okay, called these stomps. So just going to bring their legs up. Again, 1 leg at a time, nice and high, working those deep lying hip muscles. Again, for 30 seconds. Once they've done 30 seconds, they're going to rest there and rest for 30 seconds and repeat that 3 times. Once they've done that, if they've got arm rest, they will hold on to their arm rest. So I'm going to hold on to here. Legs come up, legs go down. So both legs at the same time, guys. Okay, this time, both legs come up, both legs go down. Really working those thigh muscles. Quite a hard one, so make sure they do hold on. 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest, 3 rounds. Next one, what they're going to do is just tapping the floor with their feet. We call these running on the spot. Just bouncing off their big toe. Again, for 30 seconds. Same amount of rest, 3 rounds, okay? Once they've done that, they're going to take both legs off the floor if they can and inch yourself off the floor. Kick their legs out straight. Try to keep your legs as straight as possible. Hold on to the arm rest again for 30 seconds. Then they're going to rest 3 times. We'll have 30 seconds rest in between each round, okay? And the last one, what they're going to do, legs are going to come out, little right to lefts, okay? Right to lefts. Again, 30 seconds. Try to keep your legs as straight as possible, rest for 30 seconds, and repeat 3 rounds. We go to the care home 3 times a week, and we recommend that they do this as a minimum 3 times a week, and try and promote them doing this as much as possible, so maybe even up to 5 or 6 times a week. If you are a relative or a carer, when they first come to do this, just be around, make sure you can go through with them if you haven't got the video in front of you, and just make sure they're okay, particularly on the standing up and sitting down version, because some people will struggle with balance, and some people won't necessarily feel confident. But try and promote them to do as much as possible, because it's really important during this coronavirus outbreak We don't forget about the health of the elderly, even if they are self-isolating. We try and do as much as we can to keep them fit and active, because if they're not active, the old phrase use it or lose it definitely comes into play, and their health can dramatically deteriorate. So if you've got relatives, you've got elderly friends or family, mums and dads, make them do this, guys. Be there with them, talk them through it. It wouldn't even take probably 20 minutes maximum, but they will work quite hard. If their range of motion is limited, that's fine, they just go as far as they can. So for example here, they might only be able to go up to there, because they're taken to the shoulder. They might only be able to use one arm, that's absolutely fine. That's what we do at the care home. So work around their needs and what they've done in their lives, experiences and injuries they may have, okay? But make sure they do this, it's really, really important. If you've got any questions,